So here are the parts and pieces we need to do the rear quad brake mod.
And I'll point them out to you. This is the best way to open up the plug where the wires hook in. It's tricky. I use this to crimp down the splice. It's hinged. Of course, wire strippers and cutters. The bulbs that go with the sockets. These are the wire connectors. They snap into the wiring harness, one for each side. And of course, a piece of wire.
How much were all these parts?
Not including the tools, probably 15 to 20 bucks. I think these are $5–6 each. I paid way too much for these. I paid $1.50 each for these.
Just got them at the dealer?
Just got them at the dealer. Came with free Vaseline.
Woohoo!
And you know, these are just a set of 7506 from Craig, and I think those were $3, $4, $5, something like that. So not a big deal.
All right.
You want to
go ahead?
Go ahead. All right. So obviously, the first thing we do, we're going to do the passenger side here. First thing you got to do is pull the plug out for the light. They just squeeze at the top and the bottom, and there's the plug. And what we're going to do is we're going to wire right into this spot here. That's the plug for the other light. And then we're going to tap into the hot wire, which is the black and blue. So the first thing we do is have to get this apart. That's where the little screwdrivers come in, because this is a pain in the neck. It's held by clips on each side here and here, and here and here. So what I've done successfully is I've actually wedged this sucker in here. And I've done that the same thing to the other side. And then I pry it up right there. And that inner piece, if I can get a hold of it. That screwdriver again.
Back in.
I don't think it went back in, but it can come out all the way. There we go. And we move that back out of the way. Give ourselves a little more room here. Alright. The next thing we're going to need to do is create our plug that'll go right in here. And we'll do that. Take a section of wire, which we'll trim later. Take our plug pieces, and crimp it down gently.
No solder?
No solder. These things crimp down pretty well. You could solder them if you wanted to.
Good morning. How you doing? Good, how are you?
The Weifel unit has arrived.
Don't say anything bad.
So don't say anything bad. And then we crimp this down on the wire. And it's not the prettiest job right here, but it is tight. And we've made the connection. Alright, now we come back over here. We slip, because this is where we want to be, so we slip the butt of that wire back through that hole. And we snap him in. So you see now we've got the wire, or the plug here, wire coming through. And we snap this guy back together. Now to create some heat. So there's our new wire. There's our hot wire, black with blue.
Black with blue.
So we get our splice. Okay, so our splice, one side goes all the way through. That'll be on our hot wire. One side goes halfway, which is where we'll stub it. And so that'll go there. And then we just figure out where we want this guy to be and trim them off. So I'm going to put them about right there. Get my other tool, my crimper. So now that is running all the way through that side. Put this in here, which is where the splice goes. And for those of you who haven't seen them before, this metal piece here is slotted, and that actually cuts down through the shielding and makes the contact. So this is where we're splicing in to the wire. Make sure I got this all the way in. Okay, that is now bit down in there. I'm going to snap it over. So now we're spliced into the heat, the hot wire. Turn around, snapped back in. Alright, now where the plug goes, or the bulb. It's got a little tab here you got to take out. And don't do what I did on my car, which was knock it through the hole. And I had to get a 12-year-old with little fingers to get it out of the tail light.
Yeah. Oh, so that's a knockout that just comes out?
That's just a punch out. It's only attached on two sides. So you wiggle that out. Take our bulbs. In our sockets, it lines up in the little grooves with the pins, and you push down, spring loaded, and twist. Now it's in. Now you go back over here, and you want to put it in. There's two holes that line up with these tabs. There's the grounding wires, the hot. Just put it in those slots, twist it, and snap it into place. So now the plug's in, the bulb's in, and I'm going to go turn on the key and see if we got quads on this side. And if we don't, that means I didn't tighten something.
Yep.
Alright, you ready?
Yep. There we go. We have quads.
We got quads?
Yes, sir. Easy enough.
Alright.
Nice job, ST Mike. 7 minutes and almost 8 minutes.
Okay.
So after doing the other side, we now have quad brake lights.
8 minutes aside.
8 minutes aside.